So typically I use more of like a modified XY pattern on acoustic guitar. However, I'm a big fan of identifying what's appropriate for the song and for the mix and for the production, and then using the technique that gets you to the best finish line possible. And so while my personal preference is I like a modified XY, like a narrow XY with small diaphragm condensers on acoustic guitar, this song, I want this particular acoustic, we're doing a Nash tuned acoustic, and this particular song I want this acoustic right up the middle, except I don't want it to fight the vocal. So what I'm doing is I'm using a spaced pair, so that way it creates a little bit more space in the center for the vocal while the guitar is still technically panned up the center. So figure out exactly what you want to accomplish and then use the technique that gets you the end result you're after. Alright, so that went extremely well. Recording chain, because I know people ask about this stuff all the time. This is just an old Yamaha acoustic. It's an old SJ400S. Full disclosure, someone left this at my studio in Illinois, and I didn't even notice it was there for months and months and months. I have no idea whose it is or who left it there, but someone left this at my studio like 10 years ago. And I've just had it ever since, and if anyone wants it back, just hit me up. But anyway, old Yamaha guitar tuned to Nash tuning, which is basically, for those of you that don't know, it's just the high strings of a 12-string guitar. So kind of a cool layer. I love it for layers. I'm using a Peterson strobe tuner, which I talked about in one of the previous videos. Shub capo. Microphones are Neumann KM184s. They've become some of my more favorite microphones for recording acoustic guitar, with the exception of the older Neumann pencil mics, like the 84s and the 64s. Whew. So anyway, running the Neumann KM184s into a pair of Coil Audio CA70S mic pre's, tube mic pre's. This has become one of my all-time favorite chains for recording acoustic guitar. So I just checked the stats on my YouTube channel, and look at that. 1 million views. 1 million. A million views. Thank you guys. That's ridiculous to me. Thank you so much to everyone who's following along. And I hope you all are getting something from the content. It's crazy to me that I've crossed 1 million views for the channel now. So thank you so much. Music, career, suicide, and what not to do. After 18 years in the music industry as a producer and I used to be an artist, as a session player, as a mix engineer, I've seen a few people ruin their careers by doing some certain things. And I'm starting to see things happen currently in this current climate of this virus and quarantine and stuff. And there's a lot of people hurting right now. I'm not trying to take away from that. But I'm starting to see some things that are reminiscent of the things I saw when other people in the music industry have flamed their career. So this is gonna go for everyone in the industry. Actually, this will go for any entrepreneur out there. Running your own business is a very particular thing, and being a musician of any kind, whether it's a producer or an artist yourself, or regardless of what you do in music, you are an entrepreneur. And so you have to treat this like you're running a business. There's a few things that can really hurt your business, so we're gonna get into that. The first thing that's super important to remember is, in my opinion, the #1 rule for success, for having a successful career in music, is be a good hang. All else defaults to that one rule, and not doing that can ruin your career. But doing that can help you have a career regardless of your level of talent. So one of the things that I'm seeing right now is some artists and producers and other people within the music industry on social media get into these crazy, aggressive debates over this virus, over when we should reopen, over the economy. And again, I get it. Like, people are hurting right now. Like there are people that are having a hard time feeding their families. And so I understand where this is coming from. The thing that I think is really important is that one day this will all be over. No one really knows when that day will come, but one day this will all be over. If you would like to continue a career in music when this is all over, or any entrepreneurial field, you are gonna need clients. You are gonna need fans. Also, you still like to have some friends when all this is over. So I think being a good hang is super important, and it's one of the things that I'm seeing right now more than ever as people get in extremely aggressive conversations. That doesn't solve anything. It's not changing anyone's mind, and all it's doing is ruining or at least negatively impacting relationships that you're probably gonna wanna hang on to for when this is over. Now remember, on social media, the things that you post become part of your identity, whether you'd like it to or not. Now, I try very hard not to let this affect me personally, but I can't help it sometimes. If someone is always commenting on my statuses and they're always debating me and they're always arguing me, I might not hire them to play bass or drums on my record. You want to keep that in mind, that it's okay to disagree with people, but be kind. Be kind, because the more aggressive you are, the less chance there is of you ever working with that person or of that person caring to listen to your music if you're an artist. It's one of the reasons that I actually stay away from a lot of hot button topics. I don't discuss politics or religion or any other hot button topics online because, one, I don't believe it really changes anyone's viewpoints most of the time. Now, I'm more than happy to have a conversation with anyone face to face about any topic. I'm happy to sit down over a coffee and go hard in the paint on politics, but online, it just doesn't do anything. So stay focused on the goal. Why are you really here? You're probably here to promote your music or your service. And so make sure that you stay focused on that, even though things suck right now. So I did this little social experiment during the election because, the 2016 election was pretty out of control. And so this thing that I did, I was seeing a lot of people be extremely aggressive on Facebook, and I decided that I didn't want to have any part of that. So what I did was I paid attention to the people who were aggressively posting stuff or aggressively commenting stuff that was the opposite of what I believed, of what I thought, politically or in religion or whatever. And I would go to their profile and I would find whatever was not political or not religious, and I would leave a genuine, kind comment on their posts. And so this was a little experiment that I ran. I just kept doing this. And my goal was to bring people together rather than cause more divide. For me, it was just about like a social experiment to see if this would work, to see if I could cultivate any sort of relationship, find common ground with these people that, had they known my stances on certain things, they would disagree with me extremely hard. What ended up happening was I got a ton of clients out of that. I got a lot of followers out of that. It was very interesting to me that all it took was for me to put aside my differences with someone else, interact with them in a positive, kind, reinforcing way, and I got lots of clients. And what it proved to me, not only are you not getting anywhere being aggressive or debating people online, you very much are giving up the opportunity to gain fans or clients or whatever it is that you do, which is the reason you're on social media to begin with. So be a good hang. I feel like everything can go back to that. You got to be reliable. I've seen people flame their careers by not being reliable, by taking payments from people and not delivering what it is that they promised them, by showing up late all the time, or no call, no showing to sessions, or no call, no showing to gigs. If you're an artist, you show up to a gig and you're not prepared and you're not professional, that can really hurt you. Being a good hang means you're reliable, means you're kind, means you're professional, means you're not combative in any way. Everything can come back to being a good hang. All right, heading out to my weekly grocery run. It's so weird, just this is the only time I leave the house. I mean, I used to have coffee meetings 2 or 3 days a week, going out and meeting with people, and it's definitely starting to affect me a little bit, not ever leaving except to go to the store and get groceries or supplies. I'm hoping we're on the back end of this. It's hard to say. It's hard to know what to think or what to believe, but I'm hoping we're on the back end of this. All right, I would really like to know why there's still no toilet paper. I don't understand it. Are people still hoarding that much toilet paper, or is it not being made that much yet? At least they had hot dog and got some other stuff that I very much needed. So I guess it wasn't a total loss. Well, y'all, that's gonna do it for me. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon next to the subscribe tab and give me the thumbs up on this one. Drop me a comment, let me know what you think, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.